Come get your money. Paylake Carp fishing with Donald Barrow. Donald Barrow, come get your money. Another great week. How do we do at the pond? I'll show you the video. Hey guys, we're at Alice and I couldn't pass. They gave us this corner. Other guys down there, other guys around the pond. My partner next to me, we went out together, his hand's hurting. And T in the far corner over there. I hate that guy. No. And we've got 2 fish already and we just started. So I'm not sure if I'll be leaving this on or what my battle plans are, but we're gonna try. Oh, before you ask, I left the line alarms home, but I had some Thomas Bailey specials. I'll zoom over into that just to show you. Guys asked me about that green little ball out there. I don't know if you can see it real well, but that's my indicator. You can see we got the beepers and the indicators. There's the rod I'm going to catch it on. It's the all wicketed rod. It's also using the line alarm. I'm casted out from my spot, so it's legal to cast half to my others to the right side of me, half a spot over. There's nobody over here, so as long as I stay in my spot, I can pretty much cast where I want. So I'm spread out wide until I find them. If I do find them down in the corner, I'll move down in the corner. This is normally I use a wicket line alarm. I think you guys have seen 100 times. That's what I use. If it's buffalo heavy, a lot of times I like to go to a foam type indicator like that. The mud pigs indicator. Just show how this works is you can tell a lot from this style of line alarm. If you get a hit, he pulls it up. I know some people, they run them just like this all the time, and when they get a hit, it's less of an indicator. I use it more like a bobber setup. I give it a little bit of slack, and it lets me know if I'm getting any action. Speaking of which, this one was getting some action. You can tell if you use alarms, and I'm not special here, and this isn't the only alarm that you can do this with. With the foam indicators, you can tell when the fish are messing around. With this type of indicator, I'm real familiar with, and when the fish are moving around, you can tell when they're in the pile to where they're moving it to where maybe a fish just ran into your line. And that's important if you're going to strike. I said I used the foam for buffalo, but I've caught way more buffalo using this type of indicator, but it's just what you're comfortable with. Some guys don't use any. A lot of times you'll see the classic putty. It's like modeling clay putty, and they buy it at Walmart, and that works real well. That's maybe the oldest school. And you'll still see guys with bobbers. They're comfortable with bobbers. And when you're comfortable with an indicator, and I'm not saying don't try new ones, because there are new ones on the market that are just fabulous. These the wicket ones that I use, they've been on the market, 2 years, and they're awesome. I changed my first battery after 2 years, dumping it in the water. I've dug them out and abuse. One of the batteries was giving me trouble, so I went online and ordered the batteries. I got like a 10-pack for $10. So for $1 a battery, if I get 2 more years out of it, that's a hell of a deal. They're rechargeable batteries, so which some guys say, well, why do you want to do that? Because I never have to fool with them unless I'm foolish and I leave them home right on the charger. I charge them as a ritual. Yeah, there we go. Here's a fish right here. Here, hold the camera, Danny. Film me. I got it. All right. I hope I caught that on film. Probably gonna have to switch off it soon because I'd rather have you using that.
Here you go.
No offense, Jim. Oh, get that fish. Double header. Oh.
There you go, boy. We got a double hair going.
I'm not trying to give me a run.
Look at that, double header.
Now,
On
how
camera.
are we gonna get these net?
We're gonna take our time on that. Jim, you hand me the camera.
All right, I'll net yours first.
Yeah. That's a bad problem to have. You got two fish on, and mine's not much. I can handle this camera and wind this fish. This one's gonna go fast. Well, I got double hooked, so it might not be easy. But this one's not. This is little. But I just went. Yeah, it's my fault, Jim. I'm sorry. I'm running this camera and trying to wind the fish, but we'll get it. We'll get it. Not losing much here. Just a little guy. All right. Now we'll concentrate on Danny's.
Oh, we got
The first half hour, I had 3 fish. I had a double header I showed in the video, and we had some other fish. So, but it was such a challenge to pack. I had the bean that I made with maple VBN. I made my bean, and I made it, and I never even threw it. Before I put some strawberry in it, because the lake is a strawberry lake, so I put in strawberry pie. All these flavors are wicked, and it was funny. I think I had 3 or 4 fish, and it was the second hour, and it stopped for 20 minutes. So I'm looking at my partner who'd caught a couple of fish, and I said, I don't know, I might have made a mistake. What am I doing putting the bean in the oats so early? I said maybe I could have wet it down and got it to throw right, because it's obviously they were after it. But those concerns were washed away. We started catching fish in abundance. Ended the night with 24 fish, and it was just great. I had a rough night the night before, work calls, and that's no sleep, upset stomach, blah blah blah. Poor me, but fishing cured that. I got out there, I was exhausted. I was making the video thinking, what the heck am I doing this for? But it was like, it turned out awesome. We caught those fish, and kept me busy all night. Usually I smoke 2.5 cigars on a Saturday night. It's my cigar night, and I barely finished 1 cigar. It was just nonstop action. I was throwing down the cigar and picking it up and relighting it. No complaints. We shot some extra video. I think I'll probably attach it. It's of me catching a little buff, and the reason it was memorable and I shot it is when I hooked it, I was on it quick, and the fish was jumping in the air when I picked up my rod. It was not high, just buffaloes do that, like across the top of the water, and I had to make a decision. And actually, I chose right. I didn't set the hook. I just kind of gave him side pressure and let him go. And if you've caught buffalo before, they go back and forth. A yellow will do that sometimes, but it usually, you can tell when you have a buff, and I knew I had a buff. And this guy, because I knew I didn't set the hook, I didn't want to pressure him, so I just let him go back and forth and around. and finally, when I saw the real size of him, I just brought him in, and he had crossed lines. He'd crossed my lines. He crossed two of my partner's lines. I felt bad about that, but my partner was like, "Don't worry." Usually, you play that game where you go under and over. Is it under? Is it over? You go through the sets with some fish, but this fish, he came in. He took back out. We just decided to bring the fish in, and we'll untie the mess. And if you see in the video, it looks like I tail hooked him, but what that really is my partner's line just wrapped around his tail. It was crazy, but it was fun, and it wasn't a big fish, but it was satisfying catching that fish just because of what he did and how he struck it. So unfortunately on the video, my camera, my brother-in-law grabbed it, and somehow it got into a mode I didn't even know I had on the camera. It's like a fast, everything in fast motion, hyperlapse or hyper something, and hypersync or hyperlapse. I think it's hyperlapse, but regardless, I spent yesterday a good bit of time trying to figure out how to slow it down, and I did, but there's no sound, and it's still too fast. But I'll probably throw it in there. I'm not sure. Like I said, great night. Last thing I'll talk about is why I'm going to use these mud pigs or wicked tied hooks. Thomas has some new hooks coming out, and I have no doubt they'll be great. And Thomas is the owner of Mud Pigs, I didn't say that, ties hooks for Wicked. I think they Wicked, and I think he uses other ties, but pretty much can tell Thomas tied. His wrap is impeccable. I don't know how well you'll see that, but he's goes halfway up the shaft, and the line is double, and I spoke about that. I don't remember if I liked it. I didn't. I don't tie them that way when I tie mine, but just because I can't get through the fish eye or the hook eye, and two lines through it, two lines back. I don't have that dexterity and the eyes for it anymore, but Thomas does, and he does outstanding. And if you look closely, I don't know if I can show this. Yeah, I caught a fish. I'll say it was a 20-pound fish. No, he wasn't, but it was a good fish, and he ran against the bank. And like he was doing it before, he ran down to the inlet side of the bank like a dam, and there's a bunch of scrub, brush, and you name it, inlet pipe, and he got it. And if I was fishing my hooks, he would have been a 30-pound fish that I lost. Instead, he was about a 13-pound, 14-pound fish that I caught, and I had no business catching that fish the way he was scrubbing on the side of the bank. And I'm running down, basically because I had caught so many fish. He was about the 20th fish, and I was lazy, and then I said, hey, I don't want him coming. I just got my lines out for my final hour. I don't want him coming down and messing them up. I want to put my stuff up, So I ran down, just running down the bank. It took me forever to get down there because I'm slow and tired and fat. And I got down there, and that fish was he just rubbed the bank. And so I brought him in, and he wasn't going to be weighed, but it was just satisfying. I mean, well, it was shocking. He broke one of the 50-pound braided lines, cut it off with on something, which can happen. But what I'm saying is that double braided line, did the job. Some people double braid, and I like it. I've done it too. Is you don't tie a knot, so you just wrap your hook through. It's called a no knot, and it's a cool way, to attach to your terminal tackle. But as my partner pointed out, yeah, that's a cool way. But and you got double line, great. But if you break one, the whole line is setup is lost because you have no knot. So if one side breaks, most likely it's going to pull through, and you'll lose your hook and fish. So he's taken the time to tie the knot and double braided. It saved me a fish. And is it a big deal? Does that happen a lot? No. But it's not going to happen to me at the fish off and at the other big end of year tournaments, because I'm going to have double braided line. So just wanted to throw a shout out to that, because it saved me a fish. And again, I'm not a monster, but in theory, and I've lost I've lost fish this year twice to obstructions, one at Carlton's and one at Roy's, that were both 20-pound plus fish. No question about it. So it's important, even I think both times I was fishing, excuse my voice, in the middle of the pond, but there's stuff, towards the banks of these ponds. It's these ponds are 40 years old. Some of them are older, so there's going to be stuff down there. And lesson learned. Happy I learned it. Thank you everybody for watching this video. There's a trailer thing at the end I put in there. That's particularly for my mom and my wife. They were giving me grief about they want to watch it to the end and push like, but then the video ends and they don't push like fast enough, so they got to rewatch it, and it screws up the metrics. I don't know about YouTube metrics too well, but so I put that in there. So I hope you press like and subscribe if you haven't, and thank you for watching.